JP here.
And M3.
We're here with a special edition to talk about the ExerGuys because today is the 8-year anniversary of when the ExerGuys debuted on the indie scene.
Ooh.
And it hasn't always been me and M3. Started off originally with myself and Cal. And we have Cal with us. Cal.
Thought I escaped this.
Hey.
What's up,
Don't
Cal?
sound so excited.
I mean, I was watching The Last Dance, and now JP called me and said, "Hey, we're going to do a ExerGuys reunion," and here we are.
Aren't
JP
you
said,
excited?
forget about the last dance. I'll give you a lap dance. No?
No. I can't get my leg up that high, bro.
How do you pee?
Anyway,
You dog.
but yeah, let's talk about like how we started and everything. Oh, where'd my video go?
Best part of this video. Damn it.
There it is. Anyways,
So you just want to get to saying that this is Cal, your former tag team partner.
yeah. So anyway, yeah, it started with me and Cal here.
I'm
think-
more interested, John, in hearing from Cal
Oh, okay.
his spin on how things happen, because I kind of know what happened, how you guys kind of started, and then from me on. But I want to hear from Cal here.
So
from his
M3 wants to hear about how I had to carry the team before he had to carry the team.
I'm not saying that, Cal.
No, so actually, the ExerGuys debut was 8 years ago.
Yes.
It was probably formed like closer to 9-ish, maybe like 8.5 years ago.
The idea, implementing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just came up with it driving out to Scranton, going to training, and try to figure out a good heel gimmick on, how we could really get some hate. And we aren't the biggest physical specimens. Well, I'm not. JP is, though.
He is.
So we figured nothing was going to get heat like that. So we started kind of shopping some. Well, why don't we do some fitness stuff? That would probably really irritate people. And I don't even know who ended up with the name. I remember where it was.
I think you came up with the name. I said, so we needed something like exercise. And then you were like, how about ExerGuys? And I was like,
Yeah. I remember exactly where it was. It was going around the bend right after you got off of 84, getting on, before you hit Scranton. It was right there, I remember. And so ExerGuys were born. And then we were like, ooh, okay, now let's expand on the gimmick, And I remember we went to training that night and was just super excited and kind of wanted to, the good thing is we had an hour ride back and forth.
yeah.
So we were able to just talk about it the whole time. Hey, well, what about this? What, an idea about this? Oh, we should probably get a shape date. Oh, we should,
Yeah. I remember then at least it was everybody on the Indies wore black and red, and sometimes still too. So we were like, we need to be bright, and I was like, well, I really had to think out of the box is how I actually look on the street. I was like, well, then let's wear neon, bright neon, pink, blue, whatever, and green. I think I started with the green shorts, neon green.
I can picture this conversation. Hey, Cal, I look totally different, because, usually I walk around looking like a convict, and people don't want, people aren't going to pay to, watch convicts work, that gimmick, that went out the window years ago in WWE.
Mother, nails was a draw. Nails was a draw. Yeah, so then I found the no fatty symbol and everything, right? Then we went to your buddy Kevin for the shirts. We got the shirts and stuff. Then I remember we did our first promo shots in your house.
Yes. Yeah. When,
I
when
shaved my mustache. No, I shaved my beard. Remember? And
I wish you brought that back.
and
The
I just had
handlebar mustache,
I had the
like
mustache.
Robo Jim, was awesome. I mean, nothing says I hate this guy more than a mustache like that.
I actually liked it, but
I thought it was awesome for the gimmick, right?
yeah. He said he told me I
couldn't
can't
live
rock around in
I
my
couldn't live
everyday
with
life.
it. Everyday life, I couldn't do it. No, I looked too stupid.
He was so busy during his, during the day.
Yeah.
I had a full-time job. Anyway, but we took the promo shots in your house, and then we went to the high school gym. Remember?
Yeah.
And did our first promo.
And that was the most awkward thing because I was playing basketball like 3 nights a week in like a men's league, and we had basketball that night. And here comes myself and JP walking in. JP with a horrible fake tan and a handlebar mustache, walking past like 20 guys. Like, "What's up, guys?" Like, who are these animals? And we went into the high school weight room and just started snapping pictures like off of a digital camera. I think we were just like, sit
Yeah,
top.
it wasn't even a phone camera. It was like a digital,
Yeah.
like a note here, not note here. What was those old cameras? I don't know.
A Nikon.
Nikon, that's right. My favorite is the one where we're high fiving on the
On the row machine.
the row machine.
Yeah.
And then we did the promo. Is that we were wrestling? I was wrestling Justin Glory that weekend. So we did just a simple, I think, 30-second thing in the mirror.
Yeah.
So we did that. And then we did we do the fast food promo before or after that?
That was all
match.
before. So we started doing, I think we started doing the workout tips before that GSW show.
That's what I was going to ask about the
remember.
workout tips, because that was your thing. I remember when you guys were doing series of
Well,
them.
we did the fast food thing promo before the workout tips with that hit Ryan.
Yes.
And we're standing in the middle of a drive-through in the middle of the day in Scranton. There was Wendy's.
Yep.
And we're literally, I don't know who filmed it, I forget, but we had one of the students who was heavy, nice kid, heavy, and he was sitting about in the drive-thru on the curb. We had a promo about a minute, and then he's eating, and you stuff the burger in his face.
I mean, God bless this kid. He was not a small guy. I think he was like 1.5 JPs, and he was like wearing like a tank top, and he was just all hanging out. I mean, he was a big boy, but he was like, I mean, he, as soon as we said, "Hey, do you want to be in this promo, in this vignette, or whatever you want to call it?" He was like, "Oh," he like jumped on it right away. Yeah, and I just pie faced the burger into his mouth.
And I threw the soda in his face.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, did you guys buy the burger for him?
I think I did.
Probably.
Oh, you're so
At that
nice.
point, like, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I don't know who bought the first round of T-shirts. There, JP.
I don't remember either.
But in any case, you probably owe Kevin money, JP.
Listen, whether it's from ExerGuys or something else, I'm sure he does.
Anyway, moving on. So we did the workout tips then before we debuted them live.
I think so.
I thought we did them after. I don't remember. I'm terrible with timeline, but
It was 8 years ago.
yeah.
A lot's happened in 8 years.
Yeah. Well, we did the workout test. We thought that'd be something simple to do. And since we were the workout gurus, why not? And we used this young up-and-comer who was, I believe, still training at the time, Mike, from the training center, as our punching bag, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be like the butt of our jokes and everything. And we would teach him how to do the workouts, but do them terribly, and he would get hurt every week.
I'm still feeling it.
A young, clean-shaven Mike.
Man, those were good times though. I mean, it was like literally because even though Mike M3 was not born yet, it was like he was still adding to the creative side.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'd be like, "Oh, here's an idea," and M3 would say, "Oh, do this, do this, do this. Oh, what about this?" So it was like already adding, just kind of punching up the idea that we already had. So I mean, from
I remember one of the workouts. You guys had me on the floor, and last line was, "What do you think went wrong there?" And I kept thinking you guys were thinking like we screwed up the video, and I was like, I don't know what. And you guys kept, no, stop. And I kept screwing it up. I was like, what did I mess up again? And I was like, oh, that's the last line.
That's yeah.
You're like, stop it. I'm like, I don't know. That was funny.
Yeah.
Was that the one where I was stretching your legs?
I can't remember my shoulder or if it was like the Penn State one.
It might have been that's
I was thinking about the Penn State one.
Dating the content with that one.
Yeah, we did the bench press one with you. We did the deadlift one.
Yep.
We did the cardio one with Brooke. Remember when we hit her?
Yep. Yeah, we were doing like aerobics.
That was all shoot.
She had a black eye. We shoved her off screen. We definitely get heat for that now. Mm-hmm. And what was the other one?
Everything we did, you guys did, you'd get heat for now.
Yeah.
Remember, we did some with Kreischer also.
That was the one where he threw the weight up and hit himself in the head.
Yep.
And down.
With the guttural yell.
Yes. Yeah, we did a few of those, and then all right. So then we go to the live show. It's GSW. It's outside in Sussex, New Jersey, and it's in a pavilion type thing.
Yeah, big pavilion.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
that was JP versus Justin Glory.
Yeah, it was a 22-minute match. I think it was supposed to
rewind it though. Rewind. So we're sitting there, right? First match of the ExerGuys are being unveiled, and it's going to be we had all these cool promos leading up and everything like that, and went over the spots of the match like for weeks, and made sure that we had it because I mean. It was the first match I had ever been involved in, and it wasn't your first match that you were ever involved in, but it was like still early on, relatively early.
Yeah, it was earlier, and it was also trying to break in a new gimmick.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was gonna work or not. I was like, oh man, this is stretching it.
I remember I was wearing these, and I like the pants a lot too. They were these white Adidas track pants. With the yellow shirt, I remember. Thank you for wearing the yellow tonight, M3. There it is.
Nostalgia.
Probably looks better on me, but I mean, whatever.
I'll give that to you.
And I remember just going there, and all right, we're up next, and we go get set up in Gorilla, and we kind of talk each other up, and because it little do people know, myself and JP have known each other since we were 5 years old.
Yeah.
So, and that was our common bond all throughout school and everything like that. Like we liked wrestling. We were,
seeing, looking at your first Playboy together. And
yeah, it was more like
getting into your dad's beer. And I got you.
all that good stuff. But it was wrestling centric. So, and we were in Gorilla, like oh man, this is so great. Like we're about to do this, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, like, I think a ref came back and was like, ring's broken.
Yeah. And that was Welcome to indie
I
wrestling.
was like, oh, the ring's broken. Okay, and how long was it?
I had to be at least 20 minutes to a half hour.
Yeah.
Rings. They had to take the apron, all that. You know how that works.
Oh,
Yeah.
they had to pull the planks. They had to do all that, and I'm like, oh, this is ridiculous.
I'm in the back doing push-ups.
I was just gonna ask how many beers you had for that time period.
No, I didn't get like that till later on.
Okay.
This
This
back then,
is actually when he cared.
this
Wait, you're saying he didn't care like the past like 6 years?
back then is when I actually would warm up before the match. Now my warm-ups consist of just one of these. All right, let's go. All right.
MP, can you put my boot on? Then after the match, M3, can you pull my trousers down? I'll do your boots, but not your underwear, dude.
So finally, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever the case.
Yeah.
They finally said, okay, ring's good. But didn't they say try not to bump?
In one part. One part was like kind of,
yeah, try not to bump there. And we're like, oh, sounds good.
So that went on for like 22. It was a spectacle of 22 minutes. Yeah, you and Glory, and who ended up winning?
I mean,
you. Wow, 1-0 in the debut of the ExerGuys JP. All right, so the 22-minute spectacle between Justin Glory and JP of the ExerGuys. JP goes over, wins 1-0 for the debut of the ExerGuys and JP. Next, you two tag and have a handicap match at NEW against Vlad, and you both got your stools pushed in that match.
So, and JP, I'm sure you're gonna flash a picture of Vlad or some video or something.
Oh yeah, I got the video.
Can we do a side by side, JP and Vlad?
Listen, this
I
fella
like
is,
first of all.
No, I'm not. No, I'm making fun of you.
Oh.
sweetest dude in the world, right? Nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
A really big guy. So what was his gimmick was like?
He was like the not MVP, but he had the gear like MVP.
Yeah,
but then he had the thing on his chest that was like,
it was V something, Vlad, whatever his name was.
I thought it looked like a TV rating or movie rating or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I think it was V, wasn't it in there? I don't remember. Didn't we do both started doing push-ups and then him and Wiggy, Shaw Wiggins, the ref.
Yeah, he grabbed Wiggins' arm and double elbow drop there. And then it was just downhill from there.
And then he squashed us in the corners. And then I remember I took the Vader bomb, which he was.
Took the Vader bomb. I took the that spot in the corner, the Umaga spot.
Oh, the butt bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then and he wasn't too kind with that Vader bomb.
Yeah. I just remember the first punch that he threw felt like I got hit with a cinder block, and I was just like, "Oh, okay." Like, this is what we're doing. Okay.
So you went GSW, NEW.
Yeah.
And then you guys tagged and faced. Can't think of and I know him.
Some young greenhorn. What's his name?
Well, I'm thinking of the
other gentleman.
Not Mike Mitchell, but he was in that match.
Something Shepard, I think.
Yes, Alex Shepard and Mike Mitchell.
Yeah.
And I remember I was chaining with Cal, and Cal had me, I think, in like a wrist lock of some sort. And it hurt, I'm grimacing, and here's Cal. And M3. like you were falling asleep on my goddamn wrist.
Brother, chain wrestling is not
JP's gonna put the picture up.
I
You
don't
guys
worry,
will
yeah.
see it. Great, great facial expressions. You just gotta crop your ugly mug out.
Listen, it was I was riding that high from NEW, and then
oh, you're like, I don't care. I got the pay, brother. Bell to bell. I'm out of here. 5 minutes. Yeah, that ended up in a cluster, and
How did you did your moonsault though? The moonsault was, I don't know if those. Remember how loose the ropes were too?
there's no excuse, JP. Talent is talent.
And then
I
that,
had a big fluffy pillow to land on. Oh,
and then
you hit me with that damn protein.
I hit him with the protein, and then rolled him up in a textbook schoolboy. Yeah.
we were really milking that protein spot, huh?
We did it only think one more time after that, and then we haven't done it since. We threw it in Gus's face,
Oh my goodness.
and then we poured it down his fucking. Like we tied him in the ropes. Remember that? And we poured it on him. Like he was covered in it. Protein powder.
Okay, and then after that, where else did you guys go? Was it WXW?
No. Oh, well, then you managed me. Yeah, he managed me I think once in WXW. I forgot about that.
I did too, actually. Yeah. It was super memorable. Yeah.
I wrestled that tall guy, Damian something. Damian Alexander, maybe. Remember he gave me the Dominator and almost murdered me?
Yeah, so at that point, I'm pretty sure like I was like real life kind of called, and plus I was hurt from taking 300 butt bumps in a row at training one night. My back was all screwy, and it was kind of to the point that it was like, man, I with work and with that, like there's no way I could handle doing this. And I noticed like, JP was going and going, and I was like, oh man, he's going to be awesome. And then in steps the savior.
Wow.
Good old M3.
Well, I'm flattered by that, but
And listen, it makes more sense to have a guy of JP's stature and then a guy who is actually fit be on the team than just a guy of JP's stature and then a smaller guy of less than JP's stature. It made a lot more sense. And I remember JP came to me and he was like, hey, I think he's like, me and M3 have been talking, and I think, we're going to keep the gimmick going. And I was like, awesome. Like that makes complete sense,
Yeah.
well, John, because I know how this all goes, but I want John to kind of tell you. So, John, when you got to that point and Cal was hurt and he had to go, what you were telling the public he was an instructor for a jazzercise clinic in Florida.
In Boca.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Jazzercise, or he was out in Wichita, Kansas, teaching ultimate frisbee.
Mm,
I was quite the jet setter those days.
you were. So I was under the impression that, you were off doing bigger and better things. So JP offered me,
A
the
spot.
biggest role of my life, and that was to drink beers with him all the time.
Yeah, something like that.
I couldn't even answer him. I already had 3 or 4 beers down by that time. But John, what brought you to the point of deciding maybe to go in that direction and pick? me.
Well, I wanted to keep the gimmick going because it was just starting to get starting to pick up steam a little bit. And in that time, though, too, I was helping out training you at the backbreaker school a little bit here and there. He didn't need much training, just up with the pointers. And so he needed a book, too, because he was just a plain.
You need a couple of pointers.
Yeah, a couple of pointers.
Yeah, that's good. That's fine. All right,
That's fine.
let's order Domino's.
That's fine. Let's do your beers. So we needed him to get booked. So I brought him to I would bring him like to Tommy Dreamer School, House of Hardcore. Did you ever help with us to that, Kev?
Yeah.
Oh yes, you did. Is you were helping with the set and everything.
Set, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So, bringing him there, and then we went to Samu's WSW in Allentown, and he needed a tag team, and we were both there. So he put us together just as a tag team. We wrestled Flat Wall Street, and it kind of worked. But then I think that we teamed again. But I was in the neon stuff. He was just a plain white meat babyface in regular gear. So then we were like, well, let's do like an odd couple type thing where like, he's a straight man and I'm the wacky sidekick. And promoters weren't digging it. Promoters weren't having it. They were like, we want both of you as the extra guys. And it took a lot of pulling teeth, but Mike, he finally got on board. And we have that promo we did where we had to officially switch him over. I think we test it out beforehand. The promo.
Yeah, it was a kid's birthday party at the training center, and we were just like, let's go for it. I think you and I went to Dick's Sporting Goods that day, and I got like just a pair of compression shorts, like neon yellow compression shorts. Mm-hmm. And truth be told, and it's kind of where I'm at now with how I dress with the biker shorts, gear, real gear. I had the thought in my head is, if I'm going to do this, I want to look like a complete douchebag. And I want to be out. I want to kind of go outside of my comfort zone, because I was like, no, I'm going to wear long, and try to look good and everything like that. Then I was ExerGuys. I was like, we're going to get laughed out of the building. That match at NEW didn't really do you any good. No, I'm joking. But that's where I was with that. And then I was like, let's try to have fun with it and see if we can. And then promoters, people were like, yeah, that's great. Once I did it, that looks great. Oh my God. We try to incorporate some things in the match, and then years later it evolved where we did start doing less, and then less actual wrestling and more, the physical, fitness aspect of it.
Yeah, and then once you switched over, then we had to do a promo explaining what happened to, regular bike into M3. Mm-hmm. And then once promoters saw that, like Genghis and from FWE and Sam and all them guys, all the promoters were like, hey, yeah, we'll book them, and then we just started booking.
I remember that. The promo was awesome.
With the
JP's face.
And I think at the end you were like, Cal's gonna be so happy. Like that.
I just watched it.
This magic moment, so different and so new, but like any other.
Oh my God, Cal's gonna love this.
And then it happened. It took me by surprise.
I look like an idiot.
You look awesome, though.
No, I don't.
You look like me.
I feel stupid.
Listen, Neon's in.
I don't know about that.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, did you? I didn't.
Bum. Hurry up. I'm not coming out. Oh, come on, you look fine. I'm not coming out. Come in, you look fine. "Grr, okay." And then as the door slowly opens, one of my favorite songs from Sandlot, "This Magic Moment." And then, you know what's even funnier, cherry on top of the cake, is as he's panning up, it's like a nice crotch shot. And I'm Irish, okay? Thanks, JP.
I did what
Really
I
set the tone going forward, man.
did.
Bunch of little pricks.
But yeah, so then that was that, and then we took off, and then traveled the highways and byways until we did all, the whole pretty much the East Coast. Then what was it, 4 or 5 years later, Cal came back. Well, you moved away yet or no? You still live?
Yeah. I was already living in Florida, and not teaching jazzercise, but I was already in Florida, and I actually came back because one of our buddies' mom died. So I came back for the
Right.
funeral.
Okay. We had it at the memorial. Okay.
Yep. And I stayed at JP's house, and he was like, "Brother, you got a show this weekend." I'm like, okay. I remember it was snowing. It was
Always working, brother.
oh my gosh. So he was like, "Oh yeah, come on." So I had no choice and no vehicle, so I went to the show.
I'm
Thanks.
sorry.
And it was just kind of hanging out and seeing some of the guys that they either trained with or were around, seeing those guys like Vic.
Oh, Vic Delicious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing him, I was like, oh my God, And then somebody had the idea. I don't even think it was run by anybody, but it was just like, oh, Cal's going to come out with us.
Yeah.
What did we ask you? Did we say, yo, we'll give you some shit, put it on?
Yeah, but he's talking about even the idea of even having it. We asked him, but we didn't run it by anybody.
Oh, yeah.
That's because, listen, Cal, brother, it's M3 here. What heat didn't I have? And did it even matter? No, it didn't matter. No.
Yeah.
That place was a free-for-all anyway, so it didn't matter.
Oh, the sin bin.
It's a sin bin.
But we're not going to talk about that. Moving on.
We'll talk about that after this is over. So then we wrestled. What did we wrestle? I forget already. Travis Dorian, and another kid who does a wrestling.
Jordan. Yeah.
Ali. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a match that I put together. It was coming back from commercial break match where we were already in, and we were going against a tag team that wasn't established, and we were already established, and being where we were in the storyline, it was just kind of just it was just to have a match. And I think were we interrupted at all at the end of that? But it was going into
No, I think we
a
just
feud. We already had a feud going, but we were going into it and we were facing another team. But I tried to have the match formulated where they looked like they were already a cohesive unit taking us on. But the majority of the match was us getting most of our shit in because we were the established team and they weren't.
Yeah.
I mean, no disrespect, but that's how it was supposed to work out. And they were all butthurt, like, I can't do this, I can't do that. Just watch it back. And I think it was afterwards, and they watched it back that they were like, no, we were pleased with it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm an asshole.
And then we had Hal manage us for that match.
Yeah. Not much involvement, a little bit, but you were there.
You pulled the
I
ref.
was there.
No, you pulled the ref, I think, for a distraction.
Yeah. Listen, nobody could interfere with a ref quite like Cal.
So, all right. Well, let's wrap this up. And And then, but hope everybody enjoyed it. A little walk down memory lane with the original ExerGuys and current ExerGuys. And
if they want to look up the ExerGuys channel on YouTube to kind of catch up on some of our history, including Cal and myself, M3, along with some other degenerates we may have had in our group, as that's including
we're not limited to
Johnny Moran. So stay tuned. Johnny might make an appearance here and there. I'm talking about Bullshit Tower. Bull Hightower.
Shit tower.
I messed that up. That was not on purpose.
It's pretty good.
Thanks.
So what's the address to the YouTube?
You don't know if I know. I thought you always plugged it.
I mean I did, but it's been that's what I was looking for.
You want me to do it? I can do it.
Now.
I can do it. You can check us out on YouTube at www.youtube.com/
You're doing it wrong.
Yes, guys, bro. No, it's not.
It's you're doing no.
This way? No.
This-
It's this, whatever.
No, remember we finally and I hit your shoulder and you're like,
It doesn't matter. Anyway, look us up on there. Facebook.com/ guys. We have merchandise, Teespring, /stores, /the Extra Guys. Check us out on all that.
and we're slashing prices. No, we're not. We're not slashing prices.
Full price. Full price.
That is gotta drink. What?
Anyway, all together now. ExerGuys.